it's quite a good time to be self-building right now, because despite the fact that Icelandic banks are going under and financial institutions are getting fucked every week, nevertheless, actually the basic rates are really good at the moment. The Bank of England has just brought rates down, and there's quite a few products out there, tracker products, which the big lenders are offering, which are surprisingly good value. And perhaps the biggest bargain has to be the fact that land is now coming back onto the market at cheaper and cheaper prices, and it's becoming more and more available. So all those small developers who were building half a dozen houses, 3 houses on a brownfield site in the village or somewhere, suddenly they're flogging it. They're selling it to get some capital. And so land prices are dropping and land availability is increasing. If you're in a position where you can sell, then it's worth taking advantage of. And I would argue it's sometimes worth selling at a slight loss. If you're going to self-build, you can sell by just dropping your price a few percent, to compete in the market, to make a sale, get the cash, and then self-build, and you will more than make up that shortfall in what you've lost on the sale price by self-building, because that way, if you're really organised and clever, you'll cut out the developer's premium, because you're the developer, you buy the land cheaply, and for that matter, you'll be able to find a builder, because they're in the market and they're beginning to price more competitively. Even though materials are going up, generally speaking, raw materials like copper, for example, builders are becoming much more competitive in their tendering. So it's probably, ironically, the best time in about 15 years to build a house.
Are you seeing people come to you for your services now because they want to extend and remodel their house rather than move? Is that happening?
I think that's the case. I think a lot of people have been forced into it by the current economic climate. Perhaps they were going to move and they now can't move, so they've decided to stay put and extend and alter.
And are people coming to you with ambitious projects of complete remodels, or they just want to put a small extension on the back, or what sort of thing are you seeing?
Often it starts out as a fairly simple extension, but when they start thinking about it a bit more, they realise that maybe reorganising the space they've got is the most efficient way of doing it, rather than just bolting an extension onto the back of the house.
Funding's definitely available for people who are looking to self-build, renovate, convert, and indeed also extend their existing property. Obviously, more clients nowadays have to jump through more hoops, and why not? We all have to, providing they have a good credit history. At the end of the day, they're going to write equity into their property anyway, so in actual fact, lending institutions are comfortable to lend to those who are looking to self-build, renovate, or convert.
What's really important is we think in the long term and not short term money saving. So think in the long term, because of the credit crisis, we're going to be moving less. So if we're living in our houses for 3, 5, 10 years, we're going to make massive savings by thinking eco-efficiency now.
And why did you decide to come to Grand Designs? Was it because they have this facility here where you can come and speak to planners and architects?
Yeah, that was exactly why really. We wanted to get ideas before we approach people locally to know which direction we need to go in and what questions we need to ask for the people, and how we find out who's good locally for finding the relevant person to do the work really.
When did thatch start? How old is the process?
I think it's one of the oldest roofing methods known. It's obviously changed over the years to what we know now, because basically, a few hundred years ago, or 50 years ago, every farm labourer could thatch, and it was seen as like a poor person's roof. And then gradually it's changed, and now it's as popular as it is now.
Okay, right, we're here at Grand Designs Live on the Traditional Build Techniques feature. We're here with Peter Candriff, who runs the stonemason section here, and he's demonstrating for us working with stone. So, Peter, tell us, is stone making a comeback? Are more and more people building with it now?
Yes, there's a lot of people going into restoration and conservation, and with the English heritage, it is coming back genuinely.
And tell us, what material are you working with here?
This is a Peakmore gritstone, and this is going to be a capital. It's only a demonstration piece, it's not for a project.
Hi, we're here with Kate from Edwards Eco Building at Grand Designs Live, and Kate is here demonstrating building with cob. Okay, so we're going to find a little bit about that. Kate, tell us, what's the principle behind cob? What is it? How does it work? What do you do?
Okay, well, cob is the most environmental form of eco building there is. It's essentially a mixture of clay, sand and straw. It's an ancient tradition which has been going on for thousands of years. We're reviving it to modern day method because it's very, very environmental. You can dig the clay and the sand directly from the land where you are building. So there's no transportation of materials, no embodied energy, and very little skill involved.
If someone's looking to transform a dull, dreary garden, what's the sort of cheapest and easiest way they can make the biggest difference?
The cheapest and easiest way are plants, either by taking cuttings yourself, growing plants from seed, or by going to the garden centre. So without a doubt, keeping it simple. If you want to put paving in, if you want to put decks in, look for good, interesting material. But really, I think you can make, even from packets of seeds, you can make an extraordinary garden bloom ferociously, even in the first year. So that's what I would do in these days of credit crunch. Just go for seeds. And it's brilliant. Just clean the soil, rake some around March, April, when the fear of frost is gone, sprinkle them in the ground and see what comes up. So have a lazy year the first year and see what you can achieve for pounds.
Be brave, do it.